When should you plant spring bulbs? You buy them in the fall and you plant them in the fall, but when should you plant them? There's a lot of misinformation going around on the internet that you should wait until the ground is frozen or nearly frozen and then plant your spring bulbs, but that's wrong. In this video, I'm going to show you why it's wrong. It's now the third week of October, and about a month ago I had some daffodil bulbs that I had dug up earlier in the year, and they were sitting in my shed waiting to be planted. So I thought I'd do a little experiment to show you what happens after you plant the bulbs in the fall. I took this set of daffodils and just put them into a pot with no soil and kept them dry. I wanted to mimic what happens to bulbs that you buy, say in September, and just let them sit around for a while waiting for the ground to freeze so you can plant them. Nothing happens. There's no growth, there's no root development. They look exactly the same as when I put them in here in mid-September. Whole month has gone by and there's been no development of these bulbs. I took a similar batch of the same kind of bulbs, put them in a pot, put in some soil, watered them well, and just set this aside. So this will show you what happens to bulbs if you plant them early. Now let me start taking some of this soil out and I'll show you what we have. You can see all the root development that these bulbs have already made. They've got a good start on next year's flowering. The top of the bulbs haven't started to grow yet, probably because they don't have a large enough root system or because the temperature hasn't gotten cold enough yet. But if you plant these bulbs early, these will start to grow in the fall, and before the ground freezes, that growth will be up to almost the soil level. Now you don't have to worry if they poke above the soil. They're quite hardy and the cold won't hurt them. The sooner you get your bulbs in the ground, the sooner they start to grow roots, the more advanced that growth will be by spring, and you'll get a better crop of flowers. When is the best time to plant spring bulbs? As soon as you get them. Another little tip I have for you is that buying plants on sale in the fall is a great idea. You get good plants at a good price. Buying old bulbs that have been sitting around in the store for a couple months is not a good deal. Those bulbs start shriveling. Now they're weaker, smaller bulbs. They're not going to flower as well in the spring. More importantly, you've just lost a couple months of growth on those bulbs, and that's not good for them either. Spring bulbs are one of those things you should buy as soon as they show up in stores, or buy the mail order from a company that ships early to you. Some mail order companies ship bulbs very late, and that's just no good. If you're in zone 5, you should have those bulbs by the middle of September, and you want to get them in the ground. I put a link to some of my other popular videos in the top right-hand corner. I'm really looking forward to a great spring bulb season.